Dumplings, whether you fry them, steam them, boil them, put them in soup, serve as an appetizer, or as a main dish, everyone loves dumplings. A month ago, I made a huge batch, but between eating some ourselves and giving a bunch away, we're completely out. So today we're going to be making Korean dumplings, or Mandu. And I'm going to be making them just the way my mom taught me. So you might be asking, what's the difference between Japanese dumplings, Chinese dumplings, and Korean dumpling? Well, in my mind, the main difference is the ingredients. So in the Korean dumpling, you have a mixture of pork, beef, and tofu. That's your main protein. And then to that, we add our vegetables. And my mom's dumplings has cabbage, onion, scallions, chives, and garlic. Now, the Korean chives. If you can't find them at a regular grocery store, don't worry about it. I would just encourage you to use the green part of the scallions, just a little bit extra. I would not use regular chives because it has a different flavor profile. It just doesn't work with this. As far as the seasoning, you have your salt, your pepper, and sesame oil. And then you bind them all with an egg. All right, so now in my bowl, I have my mixture of pork and beef. To that, I'm going to add my tofu. Now, I need to squeeze out all the excess water out of that first before I put it in my bowl. The reason why I do that is because there's a lot of water in tofu and I don't want my dumpling filling to be soggy. Now, as far as the vegetables, I'm going to start with my cabbage. The cabbage, what I do is I first blanch it, strain it, rinse it under cold water to stop the cooking process, and I squeeze out all the excess water out of the cabbage as well. And then I chop it into really finely minced pieces. After that, I'm going to chop my onions, scallions, and chives. Now for the chives, remember I told you if you don't have it, don't worry, we're just going to add more scallions. After that, we're going to add the minced garlic. And then as far as the seasonings, it's going to be the salt, the pepper, the sesame oil, and then we're going to mix it all up. Don't forget, you got to add the egg to bind everything together. Once the filling is ready, we're going to make them into dumplings. And today we're going to use store-bought wraps. And I'm going to show you 3 different folds. The first one is going to be a simple half circle. The second one is going to be, it looks like a little ball, sort of. And then the third one is going to be pleats. And that one, my grandma taught me how to do. All right, so we are ready to make our dumplings. I've got my filling all mixed in together. I have my store purchased wraps ready to go. I take out one package at a time. Let me show you how it comes. It comes prepackaged like this. I take out one package at a time because I don't want them to get too soft. Now, the prepackaged wraps tend to be a little bit drier, so I have a bowl of water here ready for me to use to seal the edges of the wraps. Okay, so I mentioned before that we're going to do 3 different kinds. The simple fold, the one that kind of looks like a circle, and then the one that has pleats. So let me show you the first one. I take the wrap, I'm going to put a scoop of it in here. I don't like to fill it too much. I'm going to seal the edge of the dumpling wrap with my water. Now this is the simple fold. It just folds in half like this, and you get your half circle, like that. Okay, I'm gonna set it over here. Oh, just so you know, what I do is I have my cooking sheets ready with parchment paper so they don't stick. Okay, here's the second fold, the one that kind of looks like a circle. We're going to put a little dollop in the middle like this. We're going to seal the edges, wet the edges with water. And then you're going to fold it first in half to make your half circle. Make it nice and tight. Then you're going to wet the corners on either side, and you're going to bring it onto itself and squeeze it together to make a little circle. All right, now for the third fold, which is the pleating. Same idea, you take a small amount of the filling and put it in the middle, and we're gonna wet the edge of the dumpling wrap with water to help it seal. Now this is the pleating. Now, what you do is you use your index finger to kind of guide you. You have your thumb on one end, and you're gonna push the side of the loose part of the dumpling wrap onto itself, and you're gonna keep folding and squeezing, folding and squeezing like this. And all along the way, you're gonna squeeze it really tight, and then you get this beautiful little pleat. Whoops! My poor dumpling. There you go. All right, so I showed you the 3 ways to make your dumplings, but today, because my filling is pork and beef, I'm going to fold all of my dumplings using the pleating that my grandma taught me. Once that's done, I'm going to show you a quick trick on how to use K-cups, simple K-cup, to stack the trays and then put in the freezer. All right, so I'm halfway there. I still have a lot of dumplings to make. However, I want to show you how I prepare them to go in the freezer, because I freeze them for about 30 minutes and then I put them in Ziploc bags, and then I'll have them for whenever I need them. So I use parchment paper on cookie sheets, and this is a quick, really great trick that Pat taught me. These are just simple K-cups, and I'm using them to help stack my trays. So as you can see, I did 1 layer of my pleated dumplings, and then here's my second one, and then this will go in the freezer for about 30 minutes until they're frozen, and then I'll divide them. So the dumplings have all been folded. I actually have 6 right here because I'm going to cook them up. But before we eat them, we need to make our sauce. It's going to be very simple. I have a bowl of soy sauce right here. To that, I'm going to add vinegar, sesame seeds, red chili flakes. This is gochugaru, is Korean chili powder. And I like it to be a little spicy. You can add as much or as little as you like. And then a little bit of sugar, because that brings out all the flavors together. I'm gonna mix it up. And then this will be ready for when our dumplings have been cooked. I'm gonna give it a little taste. Perfect. To pan fry my dumplings, what I do is I put a drizzle of oil in the pan, let it get hot. Then I put a single layer of dumplings on there, and then let the bottom get golden brown. At that point, I put a little bit of water into the pan, and I cover it up and I let it steam. Once that's done, I take the lid off, and then I let the water evaporate completely. And then I flip the dumpling to one additional side so I can get golden brown on both sides. And then it'll be nice and crispy, because I love the crispy part of the dumplings. It's pan fried, it's ready for me to give it a taste. And I want you to hear the crunchy. You ready? I don't know if you can hear it, but you hear that crunchy? I love the crunchy texture and the chewy texture. I just love it. So we made our sauce with a little bit of gochugaru, which makes it a little bit spicy, which I love. And I'm gonna give it a taste. Let's see. It's so good. You got the chewy and the crunchy texture of the wrap, the savory filling of the pork and tofu and beef, and then you get the little bit of the crunch of the onions, and the chives and the scallions give that really nice flavor. And then the kick of the soy sauce vinegar dip. It's just really, really yummy. You can prepare this anyway, right? You can do pan fried. Like I said, you can put it in soup. You can boil it, steam it. It's so good. Give it a try. And let me know in the comments below if you try the recipe and how it comes out. I love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.